Let me just check for a second. Get more center. I can never fully, no matter how many times I think I got that down, I never get it down. Good morning, happy Thursday, everybody. So, full disclosure, right now I'm in a bit of a precarious predicament. Because right now, surprisingly, for being a Thursday, it's actually kind of quiet. I mean, even normally it's at this time of week, I can legit sense other people being like, okay, the weekend's almost here, we got this. And yeah, I do, and I do sense that in a way, but it's been awfully quiet. Like, really quiet. Like, full disclosure, yesterday's video, sorry if it was actually kind of negative, by the way. Like, yesterday's video kind of came as a result of, you know, what happened that I could really talk about. I mean, if this was next Thursday, I could tell you exactly what's going to happen. Because football's coming back, which I'm pumped for. Man, I can't wait for football to come back. Man, I want football to come back so bad. And what's even crazier is this is supposed to be a long weekend coming up. Yeah, it's Labor Day weekend. Like, there's a lot of people that are going to have off on Monday, and yet again, like, there's nothing happening. Which is insanity to me. Oh well, I suppose it is what it is. Let's get to my low and my high act of kindness. Well, actually, I could just as easily say my low is the fact that it's been rather quiet this week. Like, not much has happened. And I will admit, last night was kind of a late night for me. Just because, I mean, it was so late for me that I actually had to, well, okay, there's an errand I had to run before a certain store closed. Because, really, there's this one deal on a soda that I wanted to take advantage of before the store closed at 9. The store itself is called Wise, by the way, W-I-E-S, which is actually spelled the same as the vineyard that's right near my cottage at Keuka Lake, but different affiliation. The same way spelled, but they're not related. At least to my knowledge. I don't know. Anyway, but it wasn't all, like, completely mundane. In fact, my high yesterday, I got a surprise visit from my nephews. Like, shockingly so. I was not expecting them at all. And they got to play in the pool, and it was great. And normally this is the part where, for my act of kindness, I would tell you that, you know, I emptied the dehumidifier for my dad, took out brought back in the garbage cans. You know, I did all that. I did that stuff, and I did, absolutely. But, okay, so while those are my acts of kindness, for sure, there's one thing I definitely need to mention that I did. And that was, see, when my brother, my sister-in-law, and my nephews came over to my folks' place, I was there, and, you know, I didn't really have a suit, so there was no reason for me to go into the pool. Anyway, my brother went out for a run, and the weather as of late, that's actually one thing, that's one good thing I'll say about it. The weather this week has been pretty nice. Almost too nice. I say almost too nice because, like, out of the blue, I get a call from my brother telling him to go pick him up by Meniere's parking lot, which is about 1.5 miles from my folks' place, give or take. And it shocked me. I'm like, wait, why are you, like, because I get like I have caller ID, but this was a number that I didn't recognize, but it was coming from Big Five, so I picked up the phone like, hello? He was like, hey Nick, it's your brother. Oh, okay, so, and I mean, my sister-in-law was in the pool playing with my nephew, so she couldn't go. My father was actually in a meeting, and he wouldn't be back until much later, so he couldn't go. I was the only person available. So I picked up my brother. He actually just, out of the blue, he just wasn't feeling well, which I do kind of get. I mentioned that the weather has been really good, almost too perfect. But I think he was just sort of under, like, obviously not heat stroke, good Lord, no. Just like, he wasn't feeling it. And sometimes, you know, the heat can make you do that. Honestly, the only really dumb thing that happened was, and admittedly, I probably shouldn't have done this, but if you were in that position, like, most people really wouldn't care. So, basically, I picked my brother pretty much at the end of the ramp that would lead up to the highway, and that leads to the bridge that would get there, then later a turn that you would later turn onto the highway, or come off of the highway, depending on where you're coming from. So I pick up my brother, and I pretty much try and do like a bit of a K-turn, and my brother like freaks the hell out, because there's a car coming my way, and I'm like, hell, the guy clearly sees me. He's stopping. There's no need to worry. And like, I made sure nobody was coming before I started doing this. But you know, a car starts coming, and my brother just freaks out, like, stop. Like, hell, the person, Diane just said I'll go this way. The point is, the guy could see me, and he clearly was stopping. Basically, my brother kind of freaked out for, I'll say, 99.9% no reason. I mean, there's always that 0.1% chance that the guy was probably on his phone or being completely ignorant, but I knew I was fine. So, I mean, I don't want to say I rescued my brother from anything. All I did was just pick him up from, you know, Meniere's. Wasn't anything to, actually, we weren't even at Meniere's. We weren't even in Meniere's Plaza. We're about like 100 feet away from Meniere's Plaza. So, wasn't even anywhere near that place. So, yeah, I guess it was kind of eventful. And again, it's, you know, it's my act of kindness, so nothing crazy about that. I guess the only thing I can really mention is, I mean, I know I've talked about this before in the past, but it really is hard to believe how much a person's opinion can change in the span of, you know, 20 years. Because this time 20 years ago, I was about to enter high school. And I can tell you that even as I was about to enter high school, and I was no longer always freaking out about going back to school on the first day of school, I always hated this time of year. I did. And in some ways, I guess I do have a reason to dislike this time of year now because, you know, my grandmother who just passed back in April would have turned 90 this weekend. So that's a bit of a bummer. But growing up, like, it's so crazy. As much as I wasn't looking forward to going back to school next week, my grandmother's birthday was like the one constant that made me think, you know what? Things are, yeah, going back to school is going to suck, but this is actually, it kind of softened the blow, I guess, for lack of a better, it softened the blow. And, you know, obviously in the years after I was done with the, you know, school entirely, I mean, I had nothing to worry about. You know, I mean, again, I'm to think of it, what was I? Well, I remember, like, from 2014, like that first summer after I graduated college, it was pretty sweet. and I didn't have to worry about school ever again. 2014 through 2017, it was all marathon training. 2018, I don't want to get into that. Like 19, 20, 21, 22, like those last 4 years, like 19, 20, 21, 22, 5 years, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, even with stuff like the pandemic happening, like, I've grown to really enjoy this time of year because, again, I do like fall stuff, but because I was in school, I couldn't quite enjoy it. But as an adult, I'm like, I get to enjoy fall stuff going on around me up at Keuka Lake. And what's even better is, up until just this past April, I had my grandmother's birthday to look forward to. And now I got nothing. So this is a big adjustment. A really big adjustment. And I'm not entirely sure how to, thankfully, my nephew, who just recently turned 3, we couldn't celebrate his birthday without my mom being around because she was in Chicago visiting her best friend. Shout out to the good city of Chicago. Anyway, so this weekend we're going to celebrate that birthday, which will be nice. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that my birthday's in December, like right after Christmas. Yeah, technically it's right after Christmas and you think it'd steal my thunder, but really it never did. Because listen, my family is also, flexible. Like, they know, plus, it's after Christmas. Like, we had plenty of time to celebrate Christmas. Now it's my turn. Now it's, we celebrated Jesus' birthday. Now we're celebrating my birthday. So, that was all good. I tell you what, though, if I was born in, August growing up, I would have enjoyed my birthday, but I know that deep down I would have hated it. Like, at least at least when it's, on my actual birthday now, which is December 28th. Yeah, technically I'm still in school, but we're still on winter break. It's going to be a good while, probably a whole other week, before I wind up going back to school. I'm taking this in stride. I am absolutely enjoying this. And I did. So, yeah, it's gonna be kind of crazy considering, for all intents and purposes, this birthday might be the last celebration, major celebration, that we have up at the lake. Yeah, it's true. Not that it's gonna be that big of a deal, but my parents plan on tearing down our cottage to rebuild, because right now, if you wanted to live up at Keuka Lake year round at that cottage, you couldn't. There's just no way. So, eventually when my parents fully retire, they have a place to live up all year round. And honestly, living up at Keuka Lake year round, unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure how I would. I'm sure if it ever got to the point where I got to my parents' age and I got to retire and I clearly had the funds to do it, yeah, I would totally live up at Keuka Lake year round. But right now, knowing that, I'm 34 years old, I have a long life to live. Hold on. Had to knock on wood to make sure I actually have a long life to live. There's a lot I want to accomplish and do in life. As well as, again, hopefully have the funds needed to, enjoy for the rest of my life. And if I ever, got to retire, let's say that by some miracle I do something crazy, win the lottery, win, I don't know, $800 million or something like that. And I would say, I retire right then and there. I really would have no idea what to do. And let's say, for the sake of argument, I live up at Keuka Lake year round. As beautiful as being up at Keuka Lake year round is, there's a lot of planning you have to do if you have to do stuff like going grocery shopping or going to any other events or preparation for the winter weather. Like, there's a lot to consider if you're going to live up there year round. I mean, listen, clearly my parents are doing this because they want to. They had to have taken all the necessary risks and precautions before, doing what they want to do. And naturally, I trust them. But I will admit, it's definitely a big adjustment. Personally, I can't wait to see what happens. I mean, listen, I've seen the design before for what my parents plan on for when they rebuild. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what it is. But, yeah. Sorry this video is going to be kind of boring for you guys. There really isn't much anything going on, barring some kind of miracle. Actually, there is one thing I could have talked about today, but I was going to wait until at least tomorrow before I decided to do that. Right now, honestly, I'll just get through Thursday and, get ready for the long weekend. I hope you all like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm very humble this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk to Chad, always be here to lend me, always be back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.